right. Joseph.
Yes.
Kitonga. All right. Joseph, tell us, how did you come to faith, and how did you find out about NEETs? Yeah, how did you become a student and then become a student teacher? Yep.
Thank you very much. At the first, I was really not good person. I'm a person that grown up with my grandma, and my father was alive, but he denied us when especially me, when I was still in my mother's womb, and it was only my elder brother that was already elder at that time when he was already grown up, and we I was really grown up with my grandmother, and I grown with a lot of pain because I missed that love of the father. And when I'm seeing children with their fathers, even my younger age in with my uncles' children, they love staying with the father. They love even the father who could carry the children at his hands, and I was like, how about me? Where is my father? I was asking myself, and I asked my grandmom to tell me exactly who is my father. And my grandmom don't want to tell me that. And even my mother, cause when we were left with my grandmom, of course my mother got married with another person, and she's not close with us. And I just grown up that way with a lot of pain, with a lot of distress. And when I reached to an age of 10 years, that time when now I know things, and a little bit with the frustration that I went through, and because my uncle, they treated us not equal with his children together. He always used us only to protect the goats at home, taking to the bush, bringing back, and sometimes they don't allow us to go to school. And I was like, why am I to stay here? So I decided in 2005, I decided to go to Yei town, of which I don't know anybody there. I have no any idea that I'm going to stay in someone's home. I just went like that to the town, and I stayed in the town with a lot of pain, because at first when I reached to the town, I just went to one of the home in the town there, just like that. Then I started introducing myself to that family, and I, good enough, I got the owner of the family was there, the father of the family. Then I started introducing myself to that person. Then he said, I was requesting him to allow me to stay in his home, and I was telling him, if he allowed me to stay in his home, I am willing to do whatever he wills me to do in the family. I just want to stay with him. And he started asking me, why am I coming just with that age here, and I don't have any person there? And then I started telling him about what we went through with my uncle.
What age were you at this time?
I was 10.
You were 10 years old
Yes,
when you went
10
by
that
yourself
time.
to Yei.
Yes. I just went like that. Then the person started asking me a lot of questions, and then I told him everything about my life. Then he said, he cannot give me to do any work. Let me just stay home, and his children is around. Everything that the children are doing, let me just join with them and staying with them, and also sleeping with them in the same room, the same beds. And he just allowed me to stay there. In 2008, and then one of the guy, a businessman, is someone who went to Congo, buying the motorbikes and taking to the town, selling. I just went anyhow to the town. Then I got that very person, very miserable, and no clothes. My clothes were all torn, my body. And the man just called me. and I remember the name is Julius. He called me, and he told me, "Why are you moving like that on the road?" And I was like fearing to tell him what exactly I'm going through. He told me to tell him what exactly I am going through. Then I started also narrating to him. Then he told me, "So I wanted you to come and wash my motorbikes, and I'll be giving you money so that you can sustain yourself with." And I was like, "Okay, that is good." Then I started every morning. He could tell me, "Let me just go and wash his motorbikes." Then he gave me money so that I can buy with some other things like food, shoes, slippers, so that I can buy. Then I started working with that man for almost the whole year. And then he started telling me also to come out from the first person that I came at first. He told me to come to his family, to stay with him home. Then I also decided, I went home and tell that very person that I got one of my friend that he wants me to go and stay from his home. Then he said, "Okay, if you want, if you will, just go." Then I started going there, and my life was very bad. Then I started drinking alcohol, and end up just with a very dangerous life, going to disco, even fighting. One of the night, so we went. I was even beaten, almost dead. And Julius came to realize in the morning, and someone went and called him and told him, the guy that you brought to wash your clothes, your motorbikes, is beaten and is down there. In the morning, then he went and took me to the hospital, treated me, and he took me back home. And he started talking to me a lot. And in 2000, now coming to 2009, one of the big crusade was taken there to the town. And the preacher was preaching the story of Lazarus and the rich man. And I went because the park is just nearby the field where the crusade is. And I was just there with the motorbike, hearing the preacher preaching, and was explaining this rich man and the Lazarus. When Lazarus died, was taken to with angels, and the rich man died, was buried, and was like finding himself in anguish. And I was like, "What is that?" Then the person was saying, "If you're sure you are there, your life is in danger. It's just now time for calling people to come and get salvation." Then he was speaking very loud. I can hear him speaking as if he's speaking directly to me. Then I walked from the motorbike's place to the field. Then when he was speaking, immediately I don't know what took me. I just went, and I also, when he said, "Come to give your life to Christ," and then I went, I kneeled down with the tears, crying so much. And that is when I got my salvation in 2009. So in 2009, 10, Julius started taking me to one of the churches, and he told me, "This is the pastor. Actually, this is his pastor that always, when he's with anything, he just went to the pastor, and the pastor was helping him with ideas, with the speaking to him." Then I was like, "Okay, if that is the case, I'm going to be with this pastor." Then the also pastor took his time building him up. Sunday, the youth school, time of practice songs. I also went. The youth now became so close with me that very time. In 2000, the whole year I was with that pastor. In 2009, then in 2010, there's a school called YWOM that is near. Then the pastor was like introducing me to the school, and the school was very far with the town, and I was still staying with Julius in Julius' home, and because the time that the student will be recruited was not at that man there. Then he was telling me after 3 months, after 3 to 4 months, I wanted you, now that is the pastor telling me, I wanted you to go and join YWOM. Just go and join them, and you will be there and learning the word. Then I was there. I entered YWOM in 2014. In 2014, then we were there for 7 months. So that is where we came to know each other with the John Leakey, who was taken there in 2014 to go and teach.
So you came across Mawa?
Yes, I came
in 2014 at YWAM in Yei, South Sudan.
Yes.
Okay.
So there he taught us leadership. and we took him actually when we end the term. We took him to be the best teacher. Actually, when in our graduation, we we were even wanting him to be, while the teachers the teachers did not call him for our graduation, and all the students were asking, where is Mawa, where is Mawa, and the principal doesn't want to tell us. He said we did not tell Mawa to come for the graduation, and I was like, all the students were like asking, where is our teacher, because the way he was teaching, it is so much convincing, and all of the students were like, that is our best teacher. Even every evening after lessons, because they end the lessons at 2, at 1, from 2 after evening, that is just a free time, and we could go to him, reacted with him, asking him a lot of questions. And in our graduation time, we saw him coming. We saw him coming now for our graduation, just for the same like this distance to the road, and there was mangoes a lot there at the road. We saw him coming with the vehicle, with the motorbike. All the students from the graduation place ran to the road. We carried him. We just carried him up to where we seated to the graduation place, and all people were like, "What is going on? What is going on with the students?" Even the principal were like, "What is going with the students?" We carried him and we started him to where the visitors is. Then we put him, all the students, with all the gowns in our bodies, just like that. So it was very good year, and we learned a lot in that school. So in 2000, me coming to know needs, it is in 2017. 2017, they went to, because when we came from South Sudan because of the war, we were taken to Rhino camp, and we were taken to Areze where Banja Benjamin is. We were together actually there with what Banja Benjamin. I don't know that they have program. Kumbe they have organized a conference in the Achaya Center at the refugee camp. Then Banja told me to join him because we were praying together in one church with him, and told us to go to Achaya to have that conference. Then I came to saw him. Then I started going to him. We hugged ourselves, we greeted ourselves. Then he started also introducing me to those of Nicholas. Nicholas was that time there, and Willie Moses was there. And then he started introducing me. I was his student in YWOM, and was telling me also to come and join. And he told Willie that I am one of the students. Then he asked me, am I willing to come and join certificate with the needs with them? I told them I was even have nothing to do, so I have to come. I really have that zeal to know the word of God more. So then they started saying, okay, I should come. Then Will also said, okay, this is even, it was like, these are the students that we are looking for. Then I was like, okay, if that is the case, then I have to come. Then I told the Banja Benjamin, I am coming to school. That time I was having no wife. I did not marry. So we started now coming here to the school, the first term, the second term, the third in 2017, then 2018, that's where we graduated in certificate. So immediately also they recruited us for diploma, and we joined diploma in 2019. Yeah, 19, then we're here. That is how I came to know YWOM through him. If because of not him, I would have not even known this school here.
Yeah. So you met Mawa at YWAM, and then he recruited you when you were both at a conference in Ye, and not in Ye, in the
Rhino camp.
Yeah, in Rhino camp where Banja Benjamin was serving.
Yes.
Okay. And then he recruited you to NEETS with Nicholas.
Yeah.
At that very conference.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Mawa, the best teacher at YWAM.
Yeah. So my being here, being a student teacher, I don't know that idea. Actually, when he was telling me to remain here, actually that is, we closed the term, and like today, us going home on Saturday. So I packed my properties. I went to the town, to this near center to look for Bada. Then my going, then he called me. He told me, where am I going? I say, I'm going home. Then he started telling me, you're not going home. So you're remaining here because like they started on Monday. students are starting, the new students of certificate, and was like Monday students are coming, the certificate. So I wanted you to just be around so that you can able to also join and giving you some of the lessons so that you can teach. I was like, I wanted to go home. He said, no, I'm not going. So I have to remain home. I am to remain here. So I was like, I don't know anything about it. So he said, no, you are remaining. So on Monday, you're going to be in class teaching. But it was serious with me, and I was like, okay, that is the case. I will remain. That's why I remained back. And that very Monday, they started giving me lessons to teach. And they were guiding me.
Are you married?
Yeah, I'm married. I came to married in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had to explain to your wife who was expecting you home that day that you're not coming home. Did you let Mawa make that phone call?
Tell her? I did not tell him. I did not tell him. So I told my wife, of course, in 2018 that I'm coming to school.
Okay.
She said no, she has no problem. If you wanted to go, just go. I'll be home.
Okay.
And then I joined the school.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe some few things on Kitonga Joseph. In he's been here now until now. We are calling him as a student teacher. Actually, it's almost like Gonda Kennedy that he was not part of our decision as someone to be here. We actually planned to recruit 2 students. That was Derek and Wane Manas. So, but we realized that Wane Manas was already captured in the field. He was so much busy. There was an activity that was wanting him. And he had wanted to do that activity together with Derek. So I like, okay, so maybe we got the wrong guys. So, yeah, but I remember they were like, okay, they let them do the activity and then they will come back and then help him to teach.
So that's Derek. That's here at the table.
Derek. That's
same Derek.
This same Derek, yes.
All right, that we're about to hear from.
Yeah, that we are about to hear from.
Okay.
Yeah, but with the Kitonga, personally, I think I was not moved by his theological approach of teaching, but I was moved by his life of services. His services, he could run here and there. You see that being active, that was number 1 thing. Number 2, I discovered in the camp, there was no one who really took him like his own son in discipling him in the field. So anytime, I remember when we went to, I called him to go to Lamo, to actually the farthest camp here. I came to discover there that Kitonga was just lonely and he was looking for a mentor, but was not there. So that alone also made us to feel like we can be like a father to him. We can be like a father to him. So though we did not tell him our decision for him, but we were like, okay. Because like if you want to be a father, you cannot approach by telling the person that, can I be your father? You cannot ask some of those questions. It's just weird. Yeah, so we just okay, for you are remaining. Let us be together. You are not going home. You remain. Yeah. So.
But he leads the Jesus film effort. Needs, right?
This was just recent.
Did you see his zeal for evangelism while he was in school?
Yes, his evangelism connection, and then even he was really needing to be going for missions. Yeah. That was why I called him like, okay, tomorrow we are going for missions. Leave your home because the next day we are going for missions. Immediately he appeared. So I look at that and I say, this young man here, we need to act as his parent, and let us also give you the opportunity of teaching. So that was how Kitonga here came in. I think it's also like almost close to Gonda, but his was somehow different. Gonda was having mentors, but Kitonga wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Derek,